So we have discussed the universal law of correspondence, and now we are starting to understand that the world is essentially just a mirror reflecting back to us our internal state, being our emotions and our beliefs. And understanding this, we start to understand that reality really just depends on the person. And we understand that when we set an intention to create something new in our lives, to bring in something different, that therefore means that for that intention to come true, it means that we have to change first. We have to be the change to see the change. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. It kind of works though. We have to become an energetic and vibrational match to the outcome that we want to bring into our life. For it to be reflected in our world, in our life experience, first it has to have energetic resonance inside of us. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If everything is energy, everything exists as energy, and all energy can be measured as frequency, if you just ignore the fact that some things appear to be solid, it's just this ocean of energy and frequency moving around, and depending on the frequency that we're vibrating at, we're going to draw in more of the same. So to bring in this new intention that we want to create in our lives, to bring in this new outcome, we have to shift vibrationally to match that outcome. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, don't stress, we're going to go into this a little bit more. And this is also what creates the unconscious resistance that we experience when we set a new intention. A new goal requires a new person, and the resistance to what is required for us to make those changes and become that different person is what we experience as tension in our body. We feel it. We feel that resistance to change. This tension that we experience in our body, this physical tension, often manifests in the form of fear and anxiety and procrastination. You'll know this if you've ever worked towards anything new in your life. If you've ever set a goal and worked towards it, you will know this. Fears come up, resistance comes up, you distract yourself, you start to procrastinate. It happens. At least it happens to me. And if your subconscious mind is anything like mine, then sometimes you will even create problems in your life that aren't even real problems. They don't need to take up all of our time and energy, but we put them there subconsciously to distract ourselves from the action that we need to take or the change that we need to make. We do everything but that one thing that we know that we need to do. It's insanely intelligent, but it's also so frustrating until we understand that that's what's happening. As long as the tension of the problem doesn't exceed the pressure to change, the subconscious mind is satisfied. It doesn't really care. It all comes down to how you feel physically in your body. Your body doesn't want to feel that fear of needing to change, so it will prioritize the stress of a problem that isn't even really a problem. I've experienced this so much in my life. So much. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, or none of this is even making sense, I'm going to give you an example of what this looks like if we don't become aware of the subconscious belief that is written underneath our intention to change. So say, for example, you want to build a personal brand and start making content so that you can start to build a business and have an income online. Like a lot of people do, that's what I want to do as well. That's the intention you set. That's your goal. And then you start to move towards it. You start to take action towards that goal. You create a digital strategy. You start to identify your target audience. You might plan out a bunch of content. You might even create like a week's worth of posts or reels. But when it comes time to share your first post, you freeze. You freeze. Why? Why do we freeze? It's happened to me. This is exactly what happened to me. It's because our existing beliefs don't match the new goal. This is where the resistance comes in. This resistance is created from a misalignment in our existing beliefs and our new goal. I'm not a content creator. I never share posts online. This isn't something that I usually do. people are going to know. They're going to think of me as, he never does that. He's never done that before. Why is he doing it now? Our belief system and our identity are out of alignment with the new goal. That's what creates the resistance. That's why we feel fear and all the other things in our body. A month goes by and the fear starts to outweigh the desire to change. We decide it's too much and we don't want to feel that tension in our body anymore. We don't want to feel that fear, that resistance. So we go back to the way things were. We go back to the reality that is supported by the belief system and the identity that we hold about ourselves. And the resistance stops. The resistance stops and we feel calm again. Our nervous system starts to settle until we start to feel that feeling of regret. Look, we have all experienced this pattern. And this is the pattern that we're going to break today, which brings us to this lesson. We have set a conscious intention, and now instead of trying to push forward through this unconscious resistance, we're going to first explore what the resistance might be. And once we find the source, together we can reprogram the mind so that your beliefs are in alignment with the goal that you want to create, the goal that you want to reach in your life. So instead of sabotaging your success, your belief system actually starts to push you towards the outcome that you want to reach. This will create a powerful momentum. Believe me, I've been experiencing this myself. It is such a relief once you start to identify the ways that you hold yourself back, release them, and then you just feel free to move forward. It's like you were tied to a pole and you want to just run wild and you didn't even realize you were tied, and then somebody let you off the leash and you just actually are free to go and explore the world. So please have your journal ready, sit in a comfortable position, and when you are ready, closing down the eyes. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose, sending that breath all the way down into your lower belly and out through the mouth. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing your body completely. No thoughts, just follow the sound of my voice. I want you to bring to mind now the intention that you've set for this 7-day challenge. Bring it in, repeat it to yourself, really feel it. I want you to consider now the question: how will you know once you've achieved this intention? Bring to mind the outcome that you're moving towards. The end result. It's already done. You're at the finish line. What does it look like? How are things different from what they are like now? Take a deep breath and go to that place in your mind. It doesn't matter how crazy it is. If you can imagine it, then it's possible. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. It's already done, and you're there right now. Give yourself permission to experience this fully. No limitations. See this outcome in as much detail as possible. What does it look like? Who else is there? What are the things that you're doing? What are you like? How have you changed as a person? Just notice what it feels like to be here. Notice what it feels like in your body. Just take a few moments here. No rush. I'll wait for you. Just really be in it. I'm going to ask you now a question. As soon as an answer arises to this question, I want you to write it down in your journal. I want you to tune into that desired reality that you're experiencing in your mind. I want you to really feel it. Feel how amazing it feels. You're there. You've done it. And I want you to ask yourself, what's stopping me from having this right now? First thing that comes to mind, write the answer in your journal. Feel free to pause this video if you need more time. So now that you have this answer in front of you, I want you to take notice of how the answer makes you feel. How does it feel in your body? Really tune into the physical sensation of what this answer feels like. There is an emotion attached to this answer, and that emotion is being held in your body. Once you're aware of exactly where you're holding this tension in your body, I want you to begin to breathe into this area, taking a deep clearing breath in through the nose and directing this breath into the area of the tension, and breathing out through the mouth, just releasing this tension back to the world. Breathing in again through the nose, expanding this area with the breath, creating space. And on the out breath, allowing this tension to dissolve, relaxing the jaw, dropping the shoulders. Allow your entire body to relax. Do a few more rounds of breath here until you feel that tension completely dissolve. Feel free to pause this video if you need more time. And when you're ready, coming back to the present, slowly opening up your eyes. Thank you for being willing to go to that place with me. Our bodies hold so much wisdom. If we're able to just acknowledge and focus our awareness on what's happening in our bodies, we're able to understand the message that is coming through that's hiding underneath. The reason that we're traveling into the past, the reason that we are allowing ourselves to feel all of these emotions, is that our past experience influences the way that we navigate the world. We have experiences when we're younger, especially between the ages of 0 and 7, and they become our reality. The brain attaches thoughts and beliefs to our experiences as a way to make sense of them, and we store the emotions created by these experiences in our bodies. If this happens enough, we start to be ruled by our past experiences. We start to live our life through the filter of our past. I've experienced this so much in my life, and I'm sure that you have too. Our actions and behaviors become more motivated by trying to avoid the pain of the past than the desire to live in the present moment and to create a new future. Can you relate to this? I know that I can. I live this way for a very long time. But if we do this work, if we are present with what is coming up for us in our life, then we are able to be present. We're able to allow life to take place without the desire or need to control it. And this is where the magic happens. This is where synchronicity takes its place. This is where we enter a flow state. This is where we step into our creative power to choose a new direction in our lives, to change our internal state, to raise our vibration and watch as the world turns to meet us. It's a really exciting space to be in, and honestly, I am honored to be on this journey here with you. I'm here learning these things with you. I haven't mastered this myself. I'm a work in progress, but doing these practices and learning this knowledge has completely changed my life. I'm grateful to be here with you. This next exercise is designed to help you explore the unconscious resistance so that we can begin to release it, and also to replace this belief system with one that aligns with our vision. When you're ready, jump into the PDF exercise, or you can use the prompts to write in your own journal. And after completing this exercise, if you do feel called to share your experience in any way, please do so in the general discussion tab. You sharing your experience might go on to inspire somebody else. I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you.